Kia ora everyone and welcome back to the podcast of 2026. I'm so happy you're here and I'm happy to be chatting with you again. Had a great Christmas break. The family had a hangi. It was awesome. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope your year started pretty good. If it started pretty average, I hope it starts to improve. Anyway, on that note, improving your year, we've got a really juicy session today. So basically, I love to walk into my year with a plan, a bit of a strategy about how I want to live my life this year. And that's a really great way to be able to basically guide yourself through the year, recalibrate what's going on, have a fresh start. Like a new year's always a good time for fresh starts, right? I like doing things that are actually achievable and things that are actually going to work and just having a good think about how I want to feel this year and what that year looks like to me. So what I have done, I've chosen a theme word for my year. And I've thought about what I want it to look like, what I want it to feel like, what I want it filled with. So I've chosen a theme word that I really feel like captures this. What I'm going to do is share that word with you, and then we're going to break it down a little bit more. I'd love for you to come along, pick your own word about how you want to walk into the year, what you're letting go of, what you're holding on to, what's going to change this year, what the new strategy looks like in your business, in your life, in your relationships, in your faith, in your love, all of the good things. So let me tell you what my word is. For me, 2026 is all about being in flow. So that is my word, in flow. INFLOW. What I've done is I've said, okay, well, being in flow, that is the overarching theme that I'm walking into 2026 with. But I've broken it down even further because I like to define what does that actually mean? Because we can have a sense of, okay, there's this big feeling we want, but until we really break that down for ourselves on a practical level, it doesn't really help us apply it and implement it into our lives. So I've broken my word inflow down into INFLOW, and these words are other theme words that I've chosen that help me guide me through what inflow means to me. So inflow to me means I, intuit, N for nourish, F for fun, L for light, O for open, and W for wild. And I'm going to break down what each of these mean to me as we're going along. If you're having any words that you're like, oh, I love that word, grab it, pop it down into your Wee Notes app or diary or whatever you're working on, and just come along with me for this journey. First word, what does inflow actually mean? So to me, inflow means that my body feels good when I'm doing it. So if I'm making a decision, I'm listening to my body, I'm asking my body, is this in flow or in line with where I want to be in life? And it's about me lining up with my beliefs, with my goals, and it's about me just really letting myself be creative, letting myself be as I am, allowing things to flow organically, not trying to force things. So a really good way for you to apply these to your words is to say, well, what this year, if my word is in flow, what does that mean? What do I want more of? What do I want less of? So being in flow means more saying yes to things that make my body feel good. Being in flow means less saying yes to things that make my body feel not good. So that's what it means to me. And each of your words is going to have a different meaning to you. Let's work through each of them. So the I in inflow is intuit. What does that mean to me? It means that I'm listening to my gut. I'm a very thinking, feeling person, but a lot of the time I can overthink and overanalyze things. Being intuit this year and allowing myself to intuit this year means deeper trust in myself and in how I move in the world. Allowing myself to move like it's a dance and like, it just feels good. It feels great in my body and just letting that happen. So that's what intuit means to me. It really means listening in to my body. It's the somatic healing of what's going on in my body and trying to understand it, trying to be there for myself. That's what intuit means to me. This would show up in business as in, okay, when I'm making a decision, should I invest in this? Should I not invest in this? I am going to check into my body. Does this feel forced? Does it feel great and good? Does it feel like a full body fuck yes to me? Or do I have hesitation and fear around this? We're almost taught to fear our fear. So we're so filled with terror, and especially, and I'll just speak for myself, having come from a background in a doomsday church, everything is based on fear, fear of hell, fear of punishment. There's so much fear, right? So for me, intuiting my way through life means letting go of that fear. It means less of that fear, less of that constriction, and just more flow, more being in my body, trusting that and allowing myself to move with that. The next word for me is nourish. So what does nourish mean? To me, nourish means showing up for my needs with no self-abandonment. As an example, I'm a little bit of a crazy plant lady. I have so many plants in my house. I mean, hello, plant. If you're watching the video, you'll see that I have plants behind me and around me. I think about how I nourish those plants. Like, I feed them with the food that they need. I give them the light and the sun that they need. I move them if they need to be moved and the place where they are and the environment they are doesn't work for them. I make sure that they have the things that they need to blossom and to grow. So for me, nourishment really means the same thing for me and my business. It means in my life and my relationships. So I want to bring this nourishing idea to the room when I'm sitting in a room talking with my clients, when I'm having a conversation with my partner. I want to think about, how can I nourish this person? How can this conversation be more nourishing? Have I fed myself well today? It's about the way we show up so that you can blossom, so that creativity can blossom. It means to me nourishing ideas that I have, nourishing strategies that I have. And it's just a really beautiful, it feels so good to me when I'm talking about this on the pod with you and I'm saying the word nourish. It just feels so good in my body. It's starting to light me up from the inside. That is such a great way to decide if these words are the right words for you. Because if you feel it and it's a full body yes to that word, then that's a great word to choose to take into your year with you. So that's what nourish means to me. It means less of doing things that push myself too far past the point where I'm overworking, where I have beliefs that are restricting me. It just means abundance and more of. That's what nourish means to me. The third word in inflow is fun. So I really wanted to bring more play this year. For those of you who know my backstory, you know that I grew up in a religious cult with a lot of abuse. It's a high control religious environment on the west coast of New Zealand, South Island, called Gloriavale. And this environment really there was fun and there was play in that environment. But after I left, and as I've healed myself, and as I've told my story on a global platform, that story can be really heavy. And for me, it's important that I bring fun and playfulness to the table every single day so that I feel okay in my body and as I'm reliving what are traumatic memories to me. So when I first met my partner, love this man, I fell in love with his sense of humor. It was the best thing. There were also a six-pack involved, so I'll be real with you there. That also helped, but it was his sense of humor and his ability to just laugh and make fun at the world, make fun at himself, to just joke about things, and it brings such a light, beautiful playfulness to our relationship. I want to bring more of that to my business this year, and I want to bring more of that into the room with my clients. I want to bring more of that into the room with my family. So fun means letting myself have some time off to take my nieces and nephews to the park. Fun to me means being able to laugh with my clients about, sometimes things are not that deep. Like, you're being a bit silly here. Hey, let's just have some fun with it. Let's play with it. Play is such a beautiful way to unleash creativity and curiosity and to find solutions to problems that you may have never thought of, because you're just letting yourself think outside the box and get out there and try it and do it. That's what fun means to me. What it doesn't mean is taking everything too seriously. So taking myself too seriously, taking my business too seriously, taking my challenges too seriously. Like, a lot of the time when it comes to mental health, a play is so helpful. It's so true that laughter is the best medicine. So more fun is what I'm taking into 2026 with me. So in flow, we've got intuit, nourish, fun. Fun really leads beautifully into my fourth word, which is light. I want things to be light this year. Lighthearted, light and easy, not too hard. I want things to flow, right? Light to me means allowing myself to accept positivity into my life too. It's allowing myself to be around people who lift me up, who encourage me, who make me feel light and good. It's about releasing pain from my body. It's about not carrying emotions that are too heavy and clinging onto them, allowing them to go, allowing my body to feel light. And it doesn't mean, this is not toxic positivity, by the way. It doesn't mean that we don't have the down days. The down days are real, right? But this is just a mindset this inflow mindset that I'm taking into 2026 to help keep me well, keep me rested, and to keep me achieving and working towards my goals, moving towards my goals. Actually, I like that word better, moving towards my goals, not working towards them, but moving towards them. So that's what light means to me, not taking things too seriously, and not carrying things in my body, allowing myself to accept positivity and love. Being open to accepting leads into our next word, which is open. What does open mean to me? For me, it means being allowed to be surprised and looking at the world with wonder, to be open to things going my way, to be open to the fact that it's going to all work out. It's a very positive spin on it, but for me, being open means being open to being wrong as well, being open to making mistakes, allowing myself to just be open to whatever comes my way. It doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries, but it just means that you find a way to move in the world that doesn't restrict you. This is really important to me because I grew up in a world that was so restrictive and constrictive with so many rules around how I was to live my life. So being open for me now really means being open-minded too. It's one of the most important things to me to be open-minded, because I grew up in a world that was so narrow-minded and had such a narrow view of things. It's about navigating the world in a way that not everything is the way you think it is. So you don't walk through the world believing that you understand the absolute truth of everything. You walk through the world understanding that there are different perspectives and different ways of looking at things, and you remain open to understanding and being exposed to these. I believe being open is what allowed me to deconstruct religion and to really heal after religious trauma. Being open has allowed me to do things like write my book because I was open to the idea of it, and share my story because I was open to that being a pathway for me. Really being open opens up so much opportunity in your life in so many doorways, because suddenly you're not constricted, you're not held in. There's not all these rules about how you have to be. You're just really navigating the world in a way where you're staying open with good boundaries. That's what it means to me. It means less restricting myself, less stopping myself from trying new things, less being stubborn, and less judging how other people believe, and being more open and curious about their beliefs. That's what being open means to me. And that's how I'm bringing that part of being in flow into my 2026. The final word for the inflow framework is wild. Now, what does wild mean to me? So it was actually kind of scary for me to include the word wild. It felt a little bit too wild for me. Like, I like structure. I like strategy. That's a 1, 2, 3. I like things to be in a box that I can compartmentalize and understand. I like to be able to wrap my mind around things. Being wild means to me letting some of that go and just showing up with how it is. And that was a scary word for me to put in because it meant letting go of the ways in which I restrict myself and hold myself back. Not holding myself back this year. That's what being wild really means to me. It means letting my hair down and doing things in a way I haven't done before, letting myself think outside the box, letting myself try things that are new. And oh my gosh, like I'm getting so excited as I'm sitting here talking about this. But it was when I put it in, it was something that I had resistance to and fear towards, like this idea of showing up and being wild in this way, because I've always had to edit myself to be accepted and to survive and stay safe in the world around me and my family. And so now for me, showing up and being wild means being absolutely, completely, 100% true to myself, but also letting myself explore what that even means. Like, what does being true to myself even mean? It means having experiences, having adventures, allowing myself to try things like food that I wouldn't have tried before, allowing myself to maybe go to dance classes. You know, for some of us, those are big things. They might seem very small and very little, but as someone who has left a cult and a religious cult, I know that it was wild to me to put on pants, because for so much of my life, wearing pants was a sin. For me now, that's very normal to me. I've normalized the idea of wearing pants. But for Lilia in the past, that was really a wild concept. And as we're building our identity, becoming the person who we're going to be tomorrow, who we're going to be next year, you know, who are we going to be at the end of 2026? You know, for me, I'm like, I want that woman to be different than the one who's sitting here today with you. I want her to be more unleashed. I want her to have more fire, more passion. I want her to speak out more strongly. These are all things that I'm allowing myself to do this year. And the word that encapsulated that for me was wild. So those are the words for me this year, the overarching word being in flow, and all of the subcategories just really tying into that, being able to intuit, nourish, have fun, it be light, be open, and be wild. So what you should do is think about what word captures what I'm going to do this year. What word is going to move me into the year in a way that feels so good to me in my body, that is a full body yes, so, and I'm going to leave you with 2 things to sit with, 2 questions to help you reflect and think about how you want to go into your year. So question number 1 is, what am I no longer available for? What am I no longer available for? For me, in 2026, that means I am no longer available for self-abandonment and violating my boundaries to keep other people happy. Think about what you want to take into this year. What are you no longer available for? What are you not doing anymore? What are you're just like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. We're going to do it a better way, a way that's more healing and positive and healthy for me. The second question is, what is a single reflective question that I can take into 2026? So I want you to come up with your own question. What is a single reflective question that I can take into 2026? So I thought about this and I said to myself, what is a single reflective question I can take into 2026? So for me, and I wrote it down, this was my answer. What if I trusted that I'm already on the path and all I have to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other? How amazing is that? What if I trusted that I'm already on the path and I just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Like if I take that question with me, that reflective question with me into every single day of 2026, imagine how that changes how you show up with your confidence, with your trust, with a regulated nervous system, with your ability to achieve, with your ability to rest. What if I trusted that I'm already on the path and all I have to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other? So those are your two questions. 1, what am I no longer available for? And 2, what is a single reflective question that I can take into 2026? I would love to hear what your answer to those are. Email me. There's an email in the show notes for you to reach out. Message me on social medias. I'd love to hear, what is your theme word for this year? What theme word are you taking to the year? What does that mean to you? What does it mean more of and what does it mean less of? Comment that down below or write it in. If you have any questions you want answered in the next podcast, we're taking questions now. Please send them in. You can ask me about anything: faith, life, love, business, brand, creativity, marketing, all the good things, and I'll help you and support you in whatever way I can. Other than that, I'm freaking excited to get into 2026, guys. Like, this is going to be a big freaking year. Like, I've already got my first big holiday planned. We're going up north. We're going to travel to North Island, and my baby's going to be able to see some of the North Island. I've actually seen quite a bit, but I'll be able to go show him all the spots and revisit some spots that are really cool, awesome New Zealand tourist destinations as well. But then I've got big plans for business. We've got big plans for the podcast, bringing on some epic guests for you. Got huge big plans in the business, rolling out some new marketing strategies. I'm freaking excited for 2026. I hope that you are getting pumped. Like, if you're not getting pumped, make sure that you can plug in somewhere that keeps you amped up, keeps you excited and alive. Make sure every single day you've got those words written down on your fridge, that you are just tuning in every day to those theme words about how you're showing up, what you're bringing to the world and what that means to you. Other than that, it's been an absolute honor and privilege, as always, to spend some time with you on the podcast. I can't wait to hang out with you on the next one, and we'll see you all later. Ciao, ciao.